Hi, today we are going to learn the Ball poem by John Berryman, poem number 5 for class 10 in their English textbook, presented by Reggie. Here is the picture of the writer John Berryman. His full name is John Allen Macfarlane Berryman. He born on 1914 and died at 1972. About the poet, John Allen Macfarlane Berryman was born on October 25, 1914 and died at January 7, 1972, was an American poet and scholar. Was born in McAlester, Oklahoma. He was a major figure in American poetry in the second half of the 20th century and is considered a key figure in the confessional school of poetry. His best known work is the Dream Songs. Here you can able to see the picture of the poet John Berryman. These are some a few pictures of the books that he has finished. Among them, The Dream Song is a notable work, and he also got some awards for National Book Award, Pulitzer Prize for Poetry, and Boligan Prize. Among these books, his notable work is considered to be the Dream Songs. About the poem. Before we enter into the poem, we will like to know the theme of the poem. In this poem, the poet John Berryman describes the grief of a boy over the loss of his ball. With that loss, he senses his first responsibility in a materialistic world, where those whom you love and your worldly possessions will not be with you forever. The poem shows how all through your life you will be forced to do things that you don't want to do, and you will lose or have to give up the things that you love. But despite this, you have to learn to stand up, to be strong, and get on with your life no matter how much it hurts inside, because that is the only way you will survive. It thus teaches to learn to accept and let go and not cling on to something that you can never have. Now we are entering into the poem. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What, what is he to do? I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over. There it is in the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. Merrily here means happily or cheerful. Bouncing means jumping up and down. Oh, there are other balls here represents the words suggest that the loss is not important enough to worry about. Here you can able to see the picture of a boy who lost his ball in the water. In this poem is about a little boy. For the first time in his young life, he is learning what it is like to experience grief at the loss of a much loved possession, that is his ball. The ball is here symbolic of the sweet memories of his childhood. The boy loses his ball and watches it bouncing down the street into the water. To us, the loss of a ball is a minor consequence, but to the little boy, it was a valued possession. The poet here deters himself from saying that there are other balls because the boy wants the same ball which is in the water now. The ball had been with him for a long time, and it was linked to the memories of the days when he played with it. Next stanza. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball is worthless. Here, ultimate means final. Shaking grief means sadness which greatly affects the boy. Rigid means stiff, fixed. Trembling here means shivering or shaking. Harbor is a place where ship halt, otherwise called port or dockyard. Here you can able to see the picture of harbor and also the picture of a boy and the poet John Berryman. Intrude here means invade. Here in the stanza, it means to enter a situation where one is not welcome. In this stanza, when the young boy loses his ball, it bounces away and lands in the harbor. The boy is very much troubled at the loss of his ball and plunges into grief. He stands stiff and trembling while staring at his ball. He is upset as he looks into the gloomy water because he cannot find the ball. The boy is profoundly affected by the loss of his ball because it has been with him for a long time. When the ball bounces into the water, all his memories of the childhood days flashes in front of him. This leads to a realization that those moments would not come back, just like the ball. Moreover, the poet says that he does not want to intervene the boy's thoughts, as this experience the boy will learn the meaning of loss on his own. Further, the poet doesn't offer him money to buy another ball because that would be worthless or useless. In stanza 3, now he senses first responsibility. In a world of possessions, people will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. Here responsibility means taking care of one's belonging. Possession means something that is owned or possessed. External means superficial, extrinsic. Here you can able to see the picture of a dime. One dime is equal to 10 cents. In this stanza, the boy is upset when he looks into the gloomy water because he cannot find the ball. This is when he gets his first responsibility. The poet suggests that from the loss of the ball, the boy is learning what it means to lose something in a world of possessions. Where he will lose things, will buy some more to replace the ones lost, but would never be able to buy back the things that he had lost. In this poem, the boy's ball personifies his young days and happy innocence and force you to grow up. And once you lost this innocence, you can never get it back. Balls will be lost always, and no one buys a ball back. The poet thus makes the boy understand about his responsibility, as the loss is immaterial. Money is external, as it cannot buy memories, nor can it replace the things that we love, the things that really matter. In stanza 4, he is learning well behind his desperate eyes. This epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most known many days, how to stand up. Here, desperate means hopeless. Epistemology of laws here represents the understanding the nature of laws, means to lose something. Epistemology is a Greek word episteme, which means knowledge. It comes from a word meaning to understand, to know. So epistemology is considered to be the study of the nature of knowledge itself. Epistemology. In this stanza, the poet suggests that from the loss of the boy is learning how to stand up in a world of possession or overcome the feelings and tackle the situation of losing something that he loves a lot. The boy is learning what is means to lose something. The poet says that knowing that every man has to stand up after such losses, the boy too will learn how to stand up and leave the losses behind as he would have understood the true meaning and nature of loss. Real truth of life, that everyone has to bear the loss of their loved ones, and one day in his or her life is natural. Nobody can change that the rules of nature by their own is the real truth of life. Nobody can teach the feelings of loss. It would be experienced by themselves, not by others. And it's quite natural in this materialistic world is expressed by the writer in this poem. Now, the poetic device used in this poem. In this poem, no any rhymes have seen. The poet has used blank verse. The poem is written in unrhymed iambic pentameter. That means the poem spoken from the heart. This technique is mostly followed in sonnet. I have given so many examples for the word iambic pentameter. A style of writing poem in lines of 10 syllables with emphasis on the second, fourth, sixth, eighth and 10th syllable. Or iambic represents the mimics of human heartbeat in its rhythm or sounds a little like heartbeat. Otherwise, a line of poetry, an iambic is a foot or beat consisting of an unstressed syllable followed by stressed syllable or a short syllable followed by a long syllable. Second device used in the poem is symbolism. The ball symbolizes the boy's young and innocent days. Next device, repetition. In stanza 1, you can able to see the words what in the first line, what in the second line, merrily, bouncing in the third line, and merrily over in the fourth line. These words are repeated. So in stanza 1, you can find out the repetition in these words. In stanza 2, the word ball and ball is repeated. In stanza 3 also you can able to see the balls, the words are repeated. So the repetition is available in this poem. Next technique is alliteration. In alliteration you can able to see in the same line the same sound is produced. What, balls, balls, buys a ball back means b, b, b. The sound b is repeated. Man must, most, many. In the last stanza, you can able to find m, m. The word yum is repeated. So alliteration is also used. Alliteration is also used in this poem as a poem. Another poetic device is imagery. In stanza 1, merrily bouncing down the street. In this line, it creates a picture in the minds of the reader. The ball is moving in the street and entered into the water. And in the same stanza, you can also find out the technique device assonance. The boy now who lost his ball. Here you can able to see the O sound. The vowel sound O is repeated. So assonance is also used by the poet in this poem. Thank you for all the viewers. I hope you have understand about the explanation of the poem, about the author and the poetic device used in this poem. Thank you once again.